Hello, everybody. Welcome to Dungeon Punks. My name is Leigh Eldridge, and today we're going to be playing Brindlewood Bay, a cozy mystery game by Jason Cordova. This is part of the Streaming for Survivors event put on by WAVAW. WAVAW Rape Crisis Center provides free of charge gender-affirming support services to survivors of sexualized violence with shared experiences of gender depression, including cis and trans women and trans, non-binary, and two-spirit survivors. Glad I had that all written out. There is a donate link in the chat for Tiltify, and it should be on the overlay as well. So I think we should start with introducing everybody. Name, pronouns you use, and anything else you'd like for us to know about you. So my name is Leigh Eldridge, as I said. I use she, her, and I am part of the Dungeon Punks podcast. I want to just go around. Taylor?
Hello, I am Taylor Ramone, and I use they, them pronouns. I am also a part of Dungeon Punks as of Season 3, but you might also know me from Adventure EXE, which I was on for the last 1.5 seasons. I don't know how long I was on it, but I was on there for a while.
Cool.
I'll give it to,
yeah.
Mel.
Oh, me. Hi. I'm Mel Shim. I was very recently on Dungeon Punks Season 2. I use she, her pronouns. About it. That's me.
Cool. And our special guest, Gnome Anne.
Hi, I'm Gnome Anne. I use they, she, getting there every day. So were they in today? I'm not on Dungeon Punks. God damn it. I'm fucked up, guys. I'm an interloper, but I am a D&D content creator and TTRPG content creator here on Twitch, as well as on the other platforms. I run a campaign called Be Gay, Do Crime, in which a rotating cast of queer creators are sent on missions for the Alphabet Mafia to further the gay agenda. And sometimes I'm actually not doing the crime, but solving crimes as a granny.
Perfect. Yeah, so as I mentioned in the intro, today we're going to be playing Brindlewood Bay. For anyone not familiar with the game, Brindlewood Bay is a role-playing game about a group of elderly women who are members of the local Murder Mavens Mystery Book Club, who frequently find themselves investigating and solving actual murder mysteries and other mysteries in their lives. It is inspired by cozy mystery shows like Murder, She Wrote, with some cosmic horror fantasy elements. In a longer campaign, we're doing a one-shot today, but in a longer campaign, we would start to learn more about the dark conspiracy of supernatural forces that is behind the many murders, but today's a one-shot, so we won't come into it too much. We're also going to be playing today what's known in the game as a sweep mystery. So it's a little bit different from your normal episodes of the show. So let's just go around the table and get an idea of who everyone's murder maven is. While the other players are describing their character, I just want everyone to listen carefully, because once we learn more about them, we're going to fill in the cozy little place section on your character sheet with some items, which is essentially your equipment list. So we're going to do this in 2 rounds, but in the first round, I want you to tell me your character's name, style, cozy activity, and the maven move that you've chosen. So let's go same order. We'll start with Tate.
Character's name is Delilah Beauregard, and she uses she, her pronouns. Her style is sassy and sexy, and her cozy activity is charity events. Her maven move is Tom Hansen. You can easily pass for someone much younger if you're in a situation someone much younger, period. If you're in a situation environment when you're younger, where being younger is a benefit, you roll with an advantage. That's me.
Let's go, Mel.
Right, so I am playing Babs Lafleur. She uses she, her pronouns. Her style is vintage MEC, so I am sporting a fleece sweater today, in honor of that. And her cozy activity is birding. And then her maven move is it's something to do with a cat.
I think it was Gordon Shumway.
Yeah, Gordon. Yeah, you're right. Gordon Shumway. You have a feline friend with whom you share a strong bond. This extraordinary kitty can do tricks and follow simple. So I have a kitty in my cozy little place already. His name is Pete.
Pizza. Perfect. Okay, Gnome Anne.
Hi, Mindari. So I'm going to be playing Hyacinth, who's a sort of washed up punk rocker who now just spends all their time knitting like a real chunky knit, like a thick cardigan style is sort of what they have. Sure, maybe you can see the little peak of the tattoo coming out of the collar, but what's really invested is the embroideries and designs I get into those knits. That's where my heart is. Their maven move is Jonathan Hart. They used to live a globe-trotting, jet-set life. And I still got that touch of glamour about me that will never fade. So I have a little more presence, a little more chutzpah, you know.
Perfect.
Oh yeah, I use they, them pronouns.
Cool. Now we're going to go around again, and I want you to describe 3 aspects of your maven's backstory. So their deceased partner. All the mavens have been widowed. Their children or pets, or other significant young people you might have in your life, and something about their career before they retired to Brindlewood Bay. So we can go opposite direction. We'll start with Gnome Anne.
Great. My dead wife, who I do love so much still, is was I guess still struggling with that. Rosie, Rosie Mendari, a love of mine, and you know she was a riot girl, real big in the punk scene. I was always the roadie. My children, my one son is a 3-legged immortal pug who's never had a thought in his improbably long life. His name's Iggy Pug. Before I we don't know how old he is. Rosie got him on impulse one time. And then just brought him home, and I guess now I'm stuck with him. He's got cataracts in both eyes. They face opposite directions. We don't really know what's going on with him. He's at least 20 years old. I've had him that long, and he was supposed to be a senior when we got him, so I don't know. Before I retired, I was always on tour with Rosie, just like watching her live in that spotlight. And more about me is sometimes my friends call me Hattie or Batty Hattie. Rosie the rioter was my wife. I love my wife. Okay.
So everybody gets to give you an item for your cozy little place, so including me. So I'll start. I think that you always have a pocket full of dog treats.
Yes.
It seems like an infinite supply of dog treats for your
Iggy Pug.
For Iggy Pug.
Yeah. Iggy Pug's an incredibly picky eater.
Hey, and Mel, you both get to give Gnome Anne Hyacinth an item.
I was thinking, since you were like a roadie, just like a bunch of cables and straps. Oh, so just in case you ever need to tie something up, you got them on it. Or
I got so much Velcro on me at all times, you don't even know.
Yeah.
I am going to give Hyacinth a denim vest with like a bunch of iron-on patches or sewed-on patches from years on the road. So different hands or just random patches.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's a little known fact about me that underneath my cardigan, I'm always wearing my denim vest. Rosie patched it for me so many times, so I never take it off.
Hey, when it's real, when it's a real denim, it'll hold up. So.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe it's mostly patches now. It's held together by the patches.
It is mostly patches, but it still smells like a. So.
Amazing. Okay, so that should be 3 items. So now we'll go to Babs.
Great. So Babs, she was a professor slash ornithologist. So she knows about birds. Her deceased husband is Emmett Leffler, who was also a fellow professor slash ornithologist. So yeah, they would spend their days at birds, old people feeding birds. They did not have any children except for Pizza the cat, who is still around. Cats have 9 lives. Yeah, nowadays Babs she likes to go on walks with Pizza. But not when she's on. So she has 2 different types of walks. She'll go on walks to go find birds, but she usually leaves Pizza at home to disturb the birds. And then if she's feeling catty, along little hikes and around.
Cool. I think that Babs has a really good pair of binoculars. If there are professional binoculars, then that's what you have. Hey, and Gnome Anne, you can jump in if you got
Sorry.
something.
Okay. Can I give something to Pizza instead?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. What color is Pizza?
I think Pizza is he's an orange tabby.
Orange tabby.
Yeah.
Okay, and Pizza is like a smarter animal.
Yeah, he's a almost too smart, but yeah, he knows what's up.
Okay. I would like to give Pizza like a cat harness. But because it's like the MEC style, it's like almost like camo colored a little bit, like it's like in that thing. So like it's like Pizza stealth mode a little bit. And I would like to add to Pizza's thing that you have tried to attach bells to this many times to stop Pizza from being able to get to the birds. But Pizza has just this beautiful, beautiful harness has had the bells ripped off. But you can have them on a little leash.
Nice. Yeah, I think that's very in character with Pizza. So
Love that.
Makes sense.
I'm gonna give something also kind of for Pizza, but also kind of for Babs. It's catnip for Pizza. Just in case we ever need a cat to just be like stone of its brain for some reason.
Or if you need a soothing tea, because humans can also consume catnip, although it doesn't.
Ooh.
It's in the mint family. Just a fun fact.
Oh, that's fun. I was debating whether to give you birdseed or catnip, but I think catnip's more fun.
Yeah.
I would like to say that canonically, Iggy thinks that Pizza is a dog. Because like orange cats are always big, you know what I mean? So like you're like the same size, and so like Iggy is 100% convinced Pizza is also a dog.
I wonder if Iggy just thinks everyone is a dog, or he thinks everybody's a person because he's a person.
I think Iggy thinks that anyone that is at close to his eye level is a dog. So if like you sit down, you're a dog now. But then when you stand up, terrifying giant.
I love it.
I'm picturing like
really
a
big dog.
Garfield like Odie situation.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you did.
Yeah.
I love this. This is the story I want. I just want. pizza and egg.
Amazing. Okay, let's move on to Delilah.
So Delilah unfortunately does not have a pet, does not come with a pet. But Delilah's husband's name was George, and George and her owned like a refrigeration company. So since George has passed away, she's sort of taken over like the CEO duties, but there's like stakeholders and like a board of governors. So she's not like heavily involved in the day-to-day operations. She's just kind of a figurehead at this point. But they have like quite a bit of money because of this very successful refrigeration company. Maybe there's like a few of them in a couple different cities. Her kids, she's got 4 kids. That I looked this up from the last time. Their names are George Jr., Georgina, Giorgio or something, and then little Mike with their names from last time. So like George Foreman's kids. So lots of Georges, and little Mike. Can't forget about little Mike. And what is there another thing? I forget what we're supposed to do.
You got your partner, kids, or pets, or both, and your career before you retired. So you're still like semi-working. You're only semi-retired. You still go to
Semi-retired. Yeah,
meetings.
I just seem so young. Like I've got so much vitality that why would I retire early when I get to run my refrigeration company?
Amazing. So I think that Delilah, because you attend a lot of charity functions through your charity event organization, and because you're a very glamorous person, I think that you have an extensive collection of costume jewelry.
Ooh. Heck yes, I do.
Just like all sorts of stuff.
Just like really chunky baubles too. The chunkiest.
I would like to present to Delilah like a designer handbag that's like beautiful, vintage, of course. But that's like I'm just thinking how like old lady handbags just contain like every single thing. Like they have bag of holding energy, where a deceptively large bag. Like it looks like a little Chanel like clutch moment when you have it over your shoulder, but then like for some reason you'll just like keep pulling stuff out of it. Like the entire like the Amanda Delacorte series is like in there somehow.
Yeah, it's in there somewhere. Yeah. Also, like there's an assortment of Kerr's hard candies, which is a great legacy of the little ones that look like little strawberries. I know Werther's Originals are like the way to go as an old lady, but she's a little different. She's got the Kerr's candy. Shout out to the Kerr's company, make sugar-free candies. So old school, but God, I love them.
Perfect.
Legacy
I would
candies.
I'm adding something, which is that your designer handbag is also a cooler. As a fridge maven, your George hacked it to actually have thermal insulation.
Oh, nice.
So just in case.
Okay, I'll add that to the list as insulated old lady handbag.
Perfect.
Your candies never melt.
Yeah, they're great. They're always the right temperature.
I'm gonna give Delilah a wallet full of cash. I feel like she's like working, for charity. Yeah, but she's old school, and so she always has cash with her for whatever might arise. So
I want to add to that a little bit, because this is a sweet mystery, and we're going to be going abroad. I don't know if they still exist, but traveler's checks.
Yeah.
Cash and traveler's check.
Shout out to people who gave me Velcro and gave Delilah fat stacks. Like,
it could be equally useful with this game, honestly.
Like, I'm generous with it. I help. My money's your money. But traveler checks are so funny because, like, even when I lived in Germany in 2011, trying to get a check cashed, it was impossible. They just don't do them in there anymore. So it's very low for sure.
I don't know if they even still exist, but I hope they do for Delilah's sake.
So funny. I was gonna say a checkbook is also like. I'm glad you added that because of course I'd have a checkbook just like ready to go. We're so behind here. Why are we using checks still? Come on, guys.
My landlord only takes checks, so I don't know.
Yeah.
In any case, let us get to the mystery. So, as I mentioned before, this is going to be what is called the Sweeps Week mystery. And Sweeps Week is, I don't know if people still know what Sweeps Week was, but there is, if I can find it, a description in the book that is quite good. I should have had it pulled up. 1 second, sorry. Sweeps Week was basically the time when they would check how many people were watching a show. So there would be like stunt casting. Often they would go to glamorous new locations just to get people to tune in. So that's what we're going to be doing today. It's a gimmick.
Yeah.
We have a special guest. So in the TV show of Brindlewood Bay, we see the opening credits, Brindlewood Bay starring our mavens, and we start with an aerial shot of a train, which is traversing the English countryside through green fields dotted with sheep, past pretty little villages and old stone farmhouses. The mavens have been on holiday in England, enjoying a self-guided tour of historical bookshops. One of you received a message from a niece who had moved to the UK a few years ago. Which of you thinks that you would have a niece?
I feel like I got a lot of kids. Maybe
That's
I'm close with like my nieces and nephews too.
Perfect. What do you think your niece's name is?
Charlotte.
Charlotte. Okay. Amazing. Well, Charlotte.
I think her name is Charlotte. It could not be Charlotte.
No, her name is Charlotte now.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to guess. You're just supposed to make it up.
Okay.
So this niece works for an estate agent and had just been given her first solo job selling a mansion. However, she's run into a problem and asks for you to come to the village of Hartley Crossing. The mansion that she's been tasked with selling is rumored to be haunted. So she sends you this email. Dear Auntie Delilah, Mom told me that you're here in England. I hope it won't be an imposition, but I have a problem that I'm hoping you can help me with. I don't know if you remember, but last year I took a job with an estate agent. They've just given me my first solo assignment, and it's a doozy. The house seems to be haunted. Would you and your friends be willing to come to Hartley Crossing and check it out for me? The local police think it's just teenagers pulling pranks, but some really strange things have happened, and I'm a bit worried about it. I've attached the train schedule, so let me know if you can come, and I'll book your tickets. So you agreed, and are on the train on the way to Hartley Crossing. What I want to know is, what is your maven doing to pass the time on the train? What would you each be up to?
I think Babs has, she went to the bookstore and she bought a local guide of birds you can find. And obviously, they're going to be a little bit different from birds in her, where she's living. So she's reading up and boring two other Maeve facts book.
Perfect. Probably looking out the windows to see if you can spot any birds from the train.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the binoculars are definitely like in her hand, ready.
Hyacinth we also at the bookshop got a book on like the paranormal, is 100% a believer, like 100% invested, is a ghost, picked up a Ouija board along the way, and is currently knitting a little cozy for like the planchette.
Okay.
And is like trying to get the patterns of like wards of protecting that they are like looking up in their, they don't know any of this, but they're like looking up in the book and being like, okay, so I think if I do this, then the ghosts will be in the bag. And is just trying to do that while talking about all like the time they saw a ghost when they were high to their friends.
Okay, I love it. I'm gonna say that you can add that Ouija board to your cozy little place.
Yeah. I bought it with Delilah's money.
Well, I want all my friends to come on this trip with me, so if everybody's coming on the trip, I don't mind spending a bit of my cash on them.
Delilah, what are you up to?
I'm flirting with younger men. I'm flirting with anybody I make eye contact with, talking them up, just making friends on this train. People from North America are notorious for being like so friendly, and so she's just really hamming it up with whoever can strikes up a conversation with her, but particularly flirting with young men.
I love it. Yeah, they're probably particularly taken with your southern accent.
Yes, quite.
So again, for Delilah, your niece Charlotte, there's obviously a reason that she thought you could help. What previous event made her think about this? And has your group previously had a run-in with ghosts?
Maybe she does know about my friend who does believe in ghosts, but maybe one of our properties was haunted that we were trying to sell in the past, and we helped sort that situation out, and she knew about it. So maybe that's where the experience comes from.
Okay.
Is Delilah a believer?
I don't know. I think she's like on the fence. Like, I don't know about them poltergeists, but I believe what I see what's happening in front of my eyes. So I don't think she's like too invested in the paranormal, but if she sees something weird, she's gonna be like, "Oh, that was weird." Anybody else see that? Strange.
I'm curious if Babs believes in ghosts. We've got one believer, one semi-skeptic, and one.
I feel like no. She's a hard science gal, woman in STEM. So I feel like she humors the other mavens, but she's not quite a true.
We lost you a little bit there.
Oh, sorry.
But I think we've got your answer. Okay, so once we get to Hartley Crossing, we'll start solving the mystery. But just out of the fiction for a moment, there is a couple different ways you could solve this mystery. You're going to need to determine if the haunting and the ghost are real. And if yes, what does the ghost want and how can you help it find peace? If the ghost and the haunting are a hoax, who's actually causing the mayhem and why? Find a way to expose them. You can report back to your niece once you have all your findings and find a way to resolve the second part of the question. So that's our aim today. Now the train pulls into the station at Hartley Crossing and you get your first look at this quaint little village. Your niece, Charlotte, pulls up in front of the station in her car and she tells you she'll take you over to the pub where she has booked a couple of rooms for Delilah and Babs and Hyacinth. So as you drive through the village, you pass a couple fields with some sheep, a woman riding an old-fashioned bicycle who waves to you. And then you pull up in front of a crisply whitewashed two-story building, a large sign depicting a shaggy black dog. This is the Black Dog Public House and Inn. You also happen to see out in kind of under one of the tables, but not completely under, an extremely, extremely large black shaggy dog. It looks like some kind of Newfoundland, probably, that's just hanging out appropriately in front of the pub that is named the Black Dog. So you can head inside, and Charlotte says they should have 2 rooms booked for you. Just go in and I'll bring your luggage and then I'll tell you more about what's going on. So as you head into the pub, we're going to do a little paint the scene. So I want you to tell me how you can tell that the pub is the center of village community life. What makes you think that?
I think it's probably full. I'm gonna say it's pretty busy and happening, and yeah, all sorts of people are there, and yeah, there's just lots of activity and lots of people.
I'm gonna say
Maybe
there's
there's like. Oh, go ahead. You
Oh,
go.
okay. I said that there's like a big game of bridge going on, and like there's like a bunch of people who are circled around and playing, and they all look really intense about it. And there are people standing behind them, like placing bets on them, like they're like gambling on the outcome of the bridge game.
Okay.
Uh,
I was gonna say that like when you look around the pub, there's a lot of stuff that commemorates happenings around the town. So like, biggest wheel of cheese or something like that. They have just like all these like awards and newspaper clippings and maybe even a community board in there. So it just looks like it's not just filled with pub stuff, but like stuff from around the community that they're sort of collectively all celebrating together.
what time of day is it?
It is mid-morning.
Okay, there are definitely kids in this pub then. Like, I feel like there are like a handful of children who are also trying to place bets on the bridge game, but do not understand bridge or currency. So yeah. There is a child who's convinced that they can ride the Newfoundlander dog as a horsey.
Oh, they probably could if the dog is that big.
Yeah, well, the dog is, if it's anything like every Newfie I've met, it's invested in sleeping primarily. So it's just like under the table.
Basically, yeah. So Charlotte was Charlotte, right? Yeah, Charlotte. Sorry, I should write that down. Charlotte goes over to the pub owner, who is, you can see her behind the bar. She's a petite, rosy-cheeked woman with a big welcoming smile. And she grabs your keys so you can go put your things away. And then you come back down and Charlotte has a table for you. And she says she's gotten tea and scones for everybody. And she says, okay, so Auntie Delilah, I'm so glad you came because I just don't know what to do. I need to sell this house. And it's not just a house, it's a manor, and there's grounds. And okay, so backing up. This house belonged to this old lady named Eleanor Carmichael. And she died a few weeks ago. And she left the manor, Hartley Park, to her son, Arthur. And Arthur lives in London and he never comes here. So he just hired the company I work for to fix it up and sell it. And the builders who have been working on the house won't go back there because they say that the lights turn themselves on and off. There's all these weird cold spots. Doors just slam or open on their own. And it's really strange. There's some people who are interested in it, but we haven't had any offers yet. I know there's a developer who wants to acquire it, but I think they're waiting for the price to come down. There's a few places you could start. That lady behind the bar who owns this pub is actually Eleanor's sister Lucy. And I know they had a falling out years ago, but she might know more about the house. There's also a historical preservation society here in the village. I think the woman who runs it is named Philomena. So you could go out and talk to her. She might know more. And then, well, the person who might be able to tell you more, but I don't know, they seem like kind of a quack. There's a psychic in the village.
That's what we're gonna go for.
She's been here for a little while. She's renting a cottage here. She's not actually from Hartley Crossing, but maybe one of you could go talk to her. So I have some work to do this morning, but I can run you up to the manor in the afternoon if you want. So I could come back and get you if you want to talk to people here in town first.
Charlotte, we will definitely. What do you guys think? Should we split up and talk to some of these folks?
No, that's always how you die in a horror movie.
I will, out of character as the keeper, you're totally welcome to split up. It might be easier to cover ground. At this point, I'm also going to mention something that, since you mentioned death, I am supposed to be particularly hard on you in this game because you have a very important tool at your disposal, which are called crowns. So if you fail a roll and you might die, you can do what it's called putting on a crown, and then you narrate a little scene, and then you can bump up your roll. So
What are
if
the costs?
somebody...
I was reading that though. Like, can I just do that as much? I don't understand.
So if you make a roll, say we're doing the night move, and you make a roll, somebody's got you at gunpoint, you can't really see them, they're a shadowy figure, and the worst thing that could happen is that you could die. So if you fail, you're going to die. If you fail your roll, you can say, I'd like to put on a crown, and then we essentially like retcon what happened, and we walk it back. Does that make a little more sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But is there like a consequence?
No.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So it's just like believing in me.
Basically.
Being
It's kind of like
iconic.
there is another fun tool in this game called Cut to Commercial, but it's essentially like when, say, the hero of the story is at gunpoint, and then there's a shot, and then they cut to commercial, and you come back, and it's just missed them. So, yeah.
Okay. I love that.
We can
I
retcon
love the
things if
cut to
need be.
commercial part of this game. It can be very fun.
Yeah, I'm hoping to
You
use
get
it
to
on
narrate
that.
the commercial.
Ah! I love that.
That is one that we'll probably only use once, but it's very fun. Okay, so just to reiterate, Charlotte has told you that there's a few different places you can check out. You can talk to the pub owners here. There's the Hartley Crossing Historical Preservation Society. So you could go talk to somebody there, and there's the psychic.
Well, obviously
So-
we gotta go see the psychic. Top priority. But to be fair, Lucy is right there.
Yeah.
Like, Lucy's right there, so maybe we should talk to Lucy.
Do you all want to go, or do you want to just send one of you up? to talk to
Lucy,
her?
and sorry, Lucy is the pub owner, right?
Yes.
Okay.
What's Lucy's vibe? What's the vibe check?
Lucy is, she's probably around the same age as the Mavens. She's quite petite. She's wearing an apron. She's got rosy cheeks. She's got a big smile, although if you're really examining her, you notice that the smile doesn't always get to her eyes.
Oh, she's kind of dead inside. I relate, so I think I can go talk.
Okay. So you walk up to the bar at the pub, and what do you say?
I'll say, shot of whiskey, please.
Oh, what kind of whiskey would you like? Irish or Scotch?
What?
Irish whiskey or Scotch whiskey?
Yeah, one of them.
Okay. Right. And she reaches below the bar for the well stuff and pours you a shot.
She's great.
Lucy,
Lucy, is that? Yeah, Lucy. Can I call you that, Lucy?
Oh, yes. my name's Lucy. Lucy Morrison.
Oh, well, bloody-duh. Lucy Morrison, nice to meet you. My
And-
name is Hyacinth Mendari.
Oh, lovely to meet you. I saw you sitting over there with Charlotte. Are you? I'm guessing you're her guests.
Yeah. What's your take on Charlotte?
Nice girl. She hasn't been in town very long. I know she's in charge of selling the manor.
I heard about that, about your dead sister. How's that going?
Yes. Well,
Still dead?
Still dead? Are you sure? Like, is she all the way dead, you know?
yes, quite sure.
Oh.
So I feel like you have maybe not
Made a
necessarily
friend?
offended her, but I'm gonna get you to roll the meddling move now just to get any real information out of her. So
Okay.
roll 2d6s, please.
Great. I rolled a 3 and a 6.
A 3 and a 6, so that is a 9. Okay, so on a 7 to 9, you do find a clue, but there is a complication.
Okay. I wonder
Um,
what it could be.
so, let's see.
After I say I'm like, are you sure he's all the way dead? I like turn back to like Delilah and Babs and do a big wink. Like, I got this.
They're like, laughing, like, no, oh no. This probably isn't going very good.
Yeah. I'm gonna say you take a condition,
Uh-oh.
and that condition is obnoxious American. So Lucy isn't so sure that she likes you, but she will talk to you because you are a customer. So she says that yes, Eleanor and I, well, we didn't really talk before her death, so I didn't get to say goodbye. But I suppose Charlotte has told you that Arthur, my nephew, is selling the manor.
Oh, I know
And
his nephew.
yes, I had thought that perhaps Eleanor would make amends and leave it to me, but alas, she has not. You see, my husband Freddie and I would have turned it into a hotel, and we would have done a lot for the village. But unfortunately, he's just going to sell it, and we don't have the money to buy it from him. So
That would have been great. You could have one of those cool haunted hotels. You know, people pay bank for that. The ghost could have been an asset instead of, you know, a liability.
You've heard about the ghost, then?
Yeah.
Yes, I actually saw it once when I was a girl.
Oh my! When you were a girl, so it's been there a while. It's not your sister.
Oh no! It's not my sister. It's actually we think that the ghost is of Lord Ambrose Carmichael. He died in the late 1800s in quite mysterious circumstances. And unfortunately, our family has had terrible luck ever since. So the clue that you're going to get from her is, so she basically describes seeing this ghost, and the clue is a silent spectral figure which reaches out to you as if beckoning.
Whoa.
And
Lucy.
this is what she describes to you. She says she once saw Lord Ambrose Carmichael appear to her in the house. And it was just like reaching out and then disappeared.
Now, Lucy, when you saw Lord Ambrose, were you sober?
I was a child.
And what kind of childhood you had, you know? The question remains. You're English. I know they start drinking young here.
Well, I wasn't. And is there anything else I can help you with?
Yeah, I think your whiskey's off. It's got this it tastes kind of like a smoke, like a peat. I don't know. Usually it just tastes like burning, and that's how good whiskey is.
Right. Well, if there's nothing else, and she just walks away.
All right, guys. I don't know how to tell you this. I go back to the table, but Lucy seems like a bitch. I don't. I think that's a dead end. She said she saw an old ghost, and he had beckoning hands, and apparently she was a sober child. I don't know if that's more or less reliable.
I think we can believe her as a sober child. I would, yeah. Other than the ghost thing,
Wait, hold.
she's telling her truth.
She's telling her truth. And yet when I told my truth about the ghost I saw, you were all like, no, that was a bird. Not everything's a bird. Sometimes it's a ghost. Maybe birds can be ghosts. You ever think about that? Why are some doves pigeons and some doves are white? Because
as you are arguing about ghosts
And birds.
and birds, and whether ghosts are birds or birds are ghosts, you see coming downstairs from the rooms another guest, and he looks really. He's got this expression on his face that just like snooty. He has very sharp eyes, extremely shiny shoes, and very shiny hair. And he walks over to the bar and just snaps his fingers. And the other person behind the bar, who you assume is Lucy's husband, walks over and they start having an argument.
I like nudge Delilah. I'm like, these are your people.
If anybody,
I don't want to say that these are my people, but perhaps I can go over and listen in on what this argument seems to be about.
If you want to sidle over and listen in, I'm going to get you to make a meddling move. So please roll 3d6.
Totally. I'm going to do that. So I roll 3 and then take the 2 highest? Just 2. Sorry. I roll 3, right? No.
Not yet.
I got a 6.
6. Okay. So let's see. That's a fail, unfortunately.
Yeah, I was like looking at the thing, like that means I do nothing. I go over there and they're speaking another language. I can't understand their accent.
Okay, but for realsies, I used to live in England, and people made fun of me because I like could not understand Londoners when they spoke to me, and it was so embarrassing. It was like they're just like talking to me in like plain voice, not even a thick accent, and I'm like, I'm that dumb North American.
Yeah, we're the what is it, annoying Americans?
Yeah, obnoxious Americans.
Obnoxious Americans.
Oof.
So you don't hear anything because they immediately stop talking when you.
Guess they want you people.
Oh, I was wondering if I could get Tom Collins. I know booze. I like a very strong drink right now. I do not know why. Didn't mean to interrupt.
Noon.
The publican is a Tom Collins. That's not a strong drink.
I do not know my drinks anymore.
All right. So he makes you a Tom Collins, which I believe is a tall drink with gin, lemonade, and soda. And
very strong for me and my delicate disposition.
A fancy highball, really. That's what.
Yeah,
a highball with a name.
And
it's been a while since I've had actual booze, like in real life. Don't remember.
It's totally fine. It's actually a good drink.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that you take a sip of your drink and you realize that he's actually made it quite strong for you because you said you wanted a strong drink. And so you are going to take you're going to take the condition tipsy. So Delilah's on tipsy in the morning.
I have a question.
It's brunch. People drink at brunch time.
They do.
True.
Yeah. Conditions on the sheet. There it is.
I would like to introduce Iggy to the Newfie.
Okay, so you want to go outside?
I want to go outside. This isn't the vibes here are not immaculate. I would like
Okay.
to go outside. And so Iggy is in a baby Bjorn, like strapped to my like cardigan. He has his own matching cardigan that matches my cardigan. And I will like release him from his baby Bjorn and say, "All right, Iggy, we're networking. Go make friend." I'm gonna put him in
Okay.
front of this Newfie.
So we're going to come back to that because on a fail, I get to make a hard move. So I'm going to give you a condition. But something else happens. And smoke starts to pour out of the kitchen. And Lucy and her husband Lucy runs in and she grabs the fire extinguisher and she starts to extinguish the grease fire that's happened, but the pub is now full of smoke, so everybody's going to have to leave. So now you got to go somewhere else.
What do you think? Should we take a trip to the psychic as Hyacinth suggested?
I think Babs would rather go see the historical person because she's definitely doesn't want to see a psychic.
Yeah, that's totally fair.
And cover more ground.
Yeah, we can split. We can split up.
Okay.
We'll make a plan to meet back in the
pub.
afternoon, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll go back over to Hyacinth, who is introducing Iggy to the dog.
So I feel like this happened just before the smoke. So like when you guys like evacuate the pub, Hyacinth is already outside with Iggy, just like presenting Iggy like Simba to the Newfie.
Yeah.
And you're talking about what we should do. Hyacinth's not listening. Hyacinth is invested in Iggy's new friend.
No, that's totally fair. I put this dog here for you to interact with.
Yeah. If you thought I was gonna walk past a giant dog when you called the place the big black dog or whatever, there's no way.
Yeah.
This is me in real life. One drink and I'm befriending any four-legged creature in the neighborhood.
So this dog, as I said, is a very large, black, shaggy dog. He looks at Iggy and licks his face.
Iggy licks his tongue. Like, dogs are nasty.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be a butt. It could be worse.
It could be worse. So the dog gets up and goes.
Okay, as soon as the dog gets up, Iggy no longer understands that it's a dog. And starts like backing up confused.
He's just sitting up. He was,
yeah, but the height
down.
difference is Iggy's main way of telling what is and isn't a dog. So okay, I'm like, okay, Iggy, I got you. I'm gonna lift Iggy up back to the dog's eye level so that it's a dog again.
Yeah, the dog just looks at you. He looks at Iggy, looks at you, looks at Iggy, looks at the door of the pub, and that's when smoke starts pouring out, and everybody comes out.
You guys, I'm gonna turn back to my friend. I think this dog has magic power. He looked at the door, and then smoke came out of the door. You think he can start fires with his mind?
I hope not. That might be not so great for owner's business.
Dog, if you can hear me, lick your butt.
The dog sits again and goes.
Confusing. I'm getting mixed messages. Okay, wait. I'm gonna try to do magic hands. Dog, if you can understand me, bark twice. Oh, you guys! Sack. This dog.
And the dog better really play into this.
Okay.
So
the dog's behind it a whole time.
What are Delilah and Babs doing while Hyacinth plays with the dogs?
I think probably Babs and Delilah are trying to formulate a plan of like splitting up and then meeting back here in like an hour and seeing how that goes.
Okay. Cool. So
I'm gonna steal this dog.
Well, the dog's probably going to follow you anyway.
Fantastic. This is my dog now.
So, Babs, you're going to go to the Historical Society, right?
Yes.
Hyacinth, I'm assuming you're going to the Psychic?
Yes,
And
with my psychic dog.
Delilah, you're going to go with Hyacinth?
Yeah, just to, if anything, just was like corral her, like keep her from like stealing any more dogs. So keep it on track. We are here to solve a mystery for my niece. So we'll keep the dogs with us, but we should try and find out some more information from human sources and maybe paranormal sources.
Human
just
lie,
as
you
you're
ever
about
met a
to
dog
leave,
lie?
This little kid runs over to the dog and he goes, Gavin! And puts his arms around the dog. And the dog like licks him, and then the kid runs off to his mom. But the dog doesn't go with them.
They named that dog Kevin?
Gavin.
Gavin?
Gavin.
Marginally better. I'm gonna name you Baphomet. All right, let's go.
Okay, so you go off. So let's go to the Historical Society first with Babs. So you get directions from one of the locals, and it's actually just around the corner from the pub, not too far away. And you come upon a kind of squat, single-level building. Doesn't look like much. But when you walk in, there is just books and pictures and photographs everywhere. It doesn't look very organized, but there is a ton of stuff in here. And outside, you saw an old-fashioned bicycle. As you walk in, a woman looks up from the desk, little reading glasses on, very no-nonsense look about her, dark hair and pulled back in a bun, sensible shoes. She's kind of pulling things out of a large shoulder bag, a couple of books, some drawing materials, and a camera. And she looks up and says, "Oh, can I help you?"
Yes, hi. I introduced myself, and
pleasure to meet you. My name is Philomena Brock. I am the head of the Hartley Crossing Historical Society.
Hi, nice to meet you. And then I guess I explained that I want to know more information about the what was the haunted house name? Did it have
Hartley
a name?
Park.
Yeah. So I just said I'm inquiring. I just want to know more information about the house itself and the grounds and any happenings.
Fascinating story, really. You see, it was once owned by Lord Ambrose Carmichael, and well, it's been in the Carmichael family for generations and generations. But he's probably the most interesting of the inhabitants. He died in 1897, and let me see. She flips through a couple of books. Oh yes, it was following the death of his wife. He began to research the occult and various ways to contact the dead. He was trying to renew contact with her. But we don't really know if he ever did. Of course, we can assume he didn't because silly, really.
Yes.
Ghosts don't exist.
They agree on that, and Babs is so happy to hear no
really
nonsense person say
so
the same thing.
She kind of takes a liking to you, if you are on the same page. Make a meddling move to see if there's anything relevant.
That's 2 dice, right?
Yes.
I got 6.
Okay, well, that's a fail. She does tell you that Lord Carmichael, he died in kind of mysterious circumstances. And at the time, he was telling everybody that he was being followed around by a very large black dog. And she says, "Oh, you've heard of the Hound of the Baskervilles? Well, it's kind of like the Hound of the Carmichaels." But no, he disappeared, actually. And then the lights go off in the building. And it's kind of dark in here because the windows are really small. And there's like lots of shelves with books. And you hear a voice from the shadows, and they say, you can't really tell anything about this person from their voice. They're kind of muffling it, and they say, "Stop looking into the haunting, or it's going to get very bad for you." And Philomena,
Okay.
what?
Well, Abs doesn't believe in ghosts, so
So you also hear a gun cock. So what I'm gonna get you to do is the sorry, I was trying to figure out what move you should use. I'm gonna say it's gonna be the night move because it's dark in here and it's scary now. There's somebody with a gun in the shadows. So roll 2 d6s.
Okay.
Oh, wait, sorry, no. Before you do that, sorry, computing. Before you do that, what do you think Babs would do in this situation? Let's just start with that.
I guess after hearing the sound of presumably a gun, she'd be a little bit scared. She would probably try to find a hiding place.
Okay.
Yeah, she would, and maybe try to find some object to so that she can, I don't know, protect herself if she has to.
Okay. That's probably not going to be too risky, so I'm not going to make you roll. But you hear the door open again and close, and the lights come back on. And Philomena says, I don't know what's happening, but I think you should go. So you're not going to get anything Mel here, unfortunately.
All right.
So let's cut over to the psychics. The both of you, walk up to a cute little cottage. It's got a thatched roof, exposed brick walls, and knock on the door. And the psychic answers. She's a woman with platinum blonde hair, very artfully coiffed. She's wearing many gauzy scarves and is dressed all in various shades of green. She says, "Oh, hello. My name's Pearl DuPont. Are you here for a reading?"
Shouldn't you know that? Hey!
Well, sometimes it's just the mailman. But, are you here for a reading? Would you like to come in?
like to inquire about some things while we're here. Maybe do a reading and go from there.
I would
Oh,
that
lovely,
works for
lovely. I'll put the kettle on. I'll make you some tea. While Pearl is making tea, do a little paint the scene. In what ways has Madame Dupont made the rented space her own?
I feel like candles. Lots of candles.
Yeah.
And I think that there's like definitely like I feel like apothecary vibes. Like there's a whole like floor to ceiling shelf just like full with mismatched jars and labels that I can't read. And is it because she's using some sort of arcane script or because she has messy handwriting? I don't know.
Yeah.
There are herbs that are drying in the windows and just kind of like hanging on the roof that like you kind of like walk in and you just gotta bat them out of the way so you don't get your herbs in your hair.
I like it. So she brings some tea.
Candles are a bad combo.
Oh yeah, there's like
Possibly, yeah.
dried herbs and open flames right next to each other.
Great, awesome. What could go wrong?
She's a
Water
psychic.
for me,
She'll
in
be
case you
able
fail.
she'll be able to like predict if there's gonna be a fire, so it's okay.
Oh yeah, of course.
Well, she
Yeah.
didn't predict us coming here, so I'm honestly thinking this might be a huckster, but we'll see.
Maybe she's not that kind of psychic. I don't know. So you sit down at a table, and there's various divination tools. And she brings over a tray with tea, and you can see there's little cards, a stack of little cards on the table that say Pearl DuPont, professional medium. And she says, "Oh no, I don't like to assume. So, what has brought you here today?"
On account that you are a medium, perhaps we could employ your services to contact the owner of the house that recently died.
Oh, Eleanor. Possibly. I didn't know her. If you want would you like to know about her? I was working with her prior to her death, actually, which is why I'm in town.
I see. You can't help us contact her and ask her questions, but you were working with her to possibly talk to the ghost that's supposedly living in our house.
Oh yes, her ancestor, Lord Ambrose.
Oh.
Although
ancestor.
I do prefer the term spirit. Ghost is just so common. I prefer, and the spirits generally prefer to be called spirits as well.
Love that. Question: can birds be spirits?
Some birds are thought of as psychopomps that help the dead travel to the next world. So,
and that's why some doves are pigeons and some are white, right?
Sure. Why not?
Okay. Writing that down. Oh, Bab's gonna be so embarrassed.
Maybe if you'd like to know more about that, you could buy my new book. It's called Talking with the Dead.
Oh my, I would love that. I'll put it on Delilah's tab.
Okay.
Delilah passes her. Do you accept traveler's checks? Is it only cash and pounds?
Oh, cash would be lovely.
I hand her some cash for the book.
Perfect. So I'm gonna need one of you to make a meddling move.
I can roll.
I'll roll for that.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Sorry, I didn't. It's hard when you're trying to coordinate on stream and who's rolling what.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I got a 10.
Cool. Okay, that is a full success. So Pearl pulls out a set of tarot cards. And says, "Well, we might as well, while you're here, do a reading. So let's do, I don't know, something simple, past, present, future."
Sure how any of this works. What do you think, Hyacinth?
Oh yeah, that sounds great. Is
All
it for
right.
me or is it for Delilah? Or is it for both of us?
Who would you like it to be for?
Well, I already know all about my past because I remember most of it, but I don't know about Delilah.
Most of my past, but it would be interesting to find out about the future if possible.
All right. So
See what you
she
can divine of our collective future.
sets down the deck and gets you to cut it.
I am very curious about your past because Delilah is very cagey about these things. So I think this is fun to get some gossip from the spirits.
Okay, so
I own a simple refrigerator company. I don't know what's so.
Yeah, that's what you always say.
Definitely refrigerator company.
Yeah, I'm just saying nobody goes into refrigeration for legal reasons. I just want to know.
The past card, the first card that she pulls, is the Hermit. And I don't really know that much about tarot, so I'm just going to read off this sheet. The Hermit.
The funny thing is, I know a lot about tarot, but Hattie doesn't. So Hattie's like, "Oh, you used to be a crab in your last life. That makes sense to me."
So the Hermit is solitude, self-reflection, and meditation. And then the second card, your present, is the Three of Pentacles. And that is teamwork and determination. Perfect.
Hey, that fits.
And the three of us. I want to be the pentacle in the middle.
And the last card that she pulled is Death.
Oh.
But it's reversed. But death can mean change, a necessary ending, closure, transformation. And I actually just pulled that. I actually just pulled 3 random cards, so it's not. It was not a
cool.
planned. Yeah. So she looks at the cards and she says, and she explains them to you. But you also get a clue. And that is, let's see.
Shout out to everyone in chat trying to make pet testicles happen. Appreciate you.
The testicles. It's happening.
Yeah.
You got 3 on the vine.
All the kids are saying it.
Yeah.
She says that when she was last up at the manor before Eleanor died, Eleanor told her about a secret of the house. And she didn't say it herself, but Eleanor told her that, as in many old manor houses in England, there are secret tunnels under the house. And there is some kind of trigger mechanism in one of the drawing rooms to this old secret tunnel that was once used to hide Catholic priests because the Anglican Church was hunting them down and killing them. So many old families, if they were still Catholic, had these priest holes under the house. And this one happens to be a series of tunnels.
Ever been down at a priest hole?
You're gonna have to pay the troll toll to get into this priest hole.
Oh my god.
So the clue is a secret door leading into the hidden tunnels under the house.
Was Lord Ambrose Catholic? Can I
No, they had converted to Anglican
convert
Christianity by that point.
Okay. Pearl, I got another question for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember you were talking about the psycho birds? How they lead people to the land of death and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Can dogs do that?
Oh, yes. There's actually now I'm sure you've seen the dog around town.
Baphomet? Hey, get in here.
Oh, no, I don't. Okay.
Hey, buddy.
Gavin comes in. Oh yes, the locals call him Gavin, actually.
Weird, right? Seems like a wrong name for him.
Oh, I don't really know. Nobody really knows why he just seemed to come with the name. He just showed up one day in the churchyard, which is interesting actually because there is a spirit called a church grim that often takes the form of a large black dog, and sometimes they used to bury a dog on the churchyard to protect the church.
Oh, was it a Catholic church?
I don't know if it was Catholic or Anglican, but just very old churches often have a dog somewhere buried under the corner of the church.
Hey, Baffy, bark once if you're Anglican, bark twice if you're Catholic, bark 3 times if you haven't quite settled one way or the other because you don't really understand the political ramifications of the situation.
Dog is silent.
Yeah. Honestly, what a mood. Okay.
Same.
Same, honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
So let's cut back to Babs, who has had to leave the Historical Society because somebody was threatening you. What would you like to do now? Where are you going? You gonna go meet up with your friends?
Yeah, I guess I will. I go to the psychic, see if they're still there. Yeah, I'll just try to meet up with them.
Say, as you're walking through the town, you pass the churchyard, and there's a gardener working in the churchyard, just kind of tidying things up. And he kind of looks up as you pass and waves, smiles. So you can stop and talk to him if you want.
Can I say that we also are going to the church? Because that's where I would be bringing Baffy.
Sure. Yeah, you can all meet up there if you want.
Darla? Yeah.
Okay. So Babs and Hyacinth and Delilah all meet up by the gate of the churchyard, and you see this gardener. He's very tall, broad-shouldered, very tan from working outside.
Would you say he's 6'4" and has dark hair?
He is 6'4" and has dark hair.
Is he young enough that Delilah can flirt with him?
He absolutely is.
Okay.
He's dressed in well-worn work clothes, kind of scuffed boots, a little bit dusty, but he's quite handsome.
I do like a man who knows the meaning of hard work. She says as she approaches.
If you say this out loud, he gets a little bit flustered and says, hello, ladies. Nice to...
She goes up to him, she's like, hi, my name's Delilah Beauregard. What's your name?
Oh, Thomas Parker.
Hi, Thomas. So nice to meet you on this lovely day.
Yes, are you just... I assume you're visiting? You don't sound like you're from here.
Oh, what gave it away? My welcoming southern drawl.
Yes. This is a man of few words.
What do you know about priest holes?
Well, I know I can't. I'm losing British accents very quickly.
There's too many accents going around. You start flipping into the other ones.
He says, I'll just tell you out of character what he says. He says that there's one at Hartley Park, or rather, it's a bunch of tunnels. They use them for storage. Leads from the wine cellar, actually.
Oh, the wine cellar, you say? That would be good to investigate. Do you know if the tunnels lead anywhere off the property?
Not that I know of. He hasn't explored them very much. He's just kind of used the first little bit that because he tells you he knows this because he was the gardener there as well and handyman. And he used to keep the grounds a little bit for Eleanor when she was alive.
When you were working for Eleanor, did you notice anything unusual happen around the house? The specter that the so-called specter that seems to be causing trouble.
Perhaps
sell this
a
thing.
large dog, large black
Or
dog.
some sort of
perhaps?
ghost bird.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna think about that, but we are going to come back because we're gonna take a little break.
I would like to add that while Delilah is having this conversation, Hyacinth is in the back and has opened up their case and started pulling out Velcro straps and is making a saddle so that the baby Bjorn in which Iggy normally resides is now on Baphomet's back, so that Iggy can just be riding on Baphomet.
I'm gonna tell you that is exactly what I hoped you would do. Because that is hilarious.
Chad did it, not me. I said that if they donated enough money, I would do it, and they did. So thank you guys.
Thank you, everybody. That's amazing. Okay, so we're gonna take a 5-10 minute break, and we'll come back and find out more about Thomas Parker, the gardener, and the priest's soul. And we're back. We're back with Delilah, Babs, and Hyacinth talking with / flirting with Thomas the gardener at the church in Hartley Crossing. And just
question.
Yeah.
What's Thomas's butt look like?
He's probably got a really nice tight butt. He's got well-fitting work pants on.
Okay. Not my type, but I approve. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to let everybody know that knowing that Tay was going to play Delilah Beauregard again, I 100% put Thomas in this mystery just for Delilah to play him. Like, I need a handsome young man for Delilah.
Yes. For Delilah. Thank you. Thank you for thinking of me. And my character. Yes, the caboose is nice. Do we want to see if he knows anything else? I think we asked about the ghost, if he had encountered anything paranormal happening at the estate.
Right. So he had not answered that yet. As soon as you say the word ghost, he just goes like heat white.
Like a ghost white.
Yeah. And he looks like he looks like he's just seen a ghost. But he says, Yeah. I've seen things at I've seen things up there. There's something. There's definitely something going on there.
Like pets it while he talks, like soothingly.
What are you petting?
What?
His hand.
Okay, yeah, that part clipped out, and I was like, that's a really important part to clip out.
I thought it was hand, but yeah, you did like cut out at like that moment where
Yeah.
I can't control it to cut out. No.
Yeah, no, a nice
Okay.
G-rated hand pat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Come on here.
So he feels comforted by that, and he tells you that he's definitely seen something strange. He's experienced the cold spots, the like doors that shut. They're strange things like that. I can't remember. Delilah, did you do a meddling move yet here?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I can't.
Yeah, I'm gonna get you to roll. And
When we do the meddling move, do we add anything to it?
Yeah, you're supposed to. I 100% forgot about that. I'm a good keeper. You're supposed to be rolling
Yeah, I
with
was
your
like looking at my
abilities.
stats, like, oh, what
What
I'm gonna play?
Numbers mean.
What are you?
Okay, my
I was going to forget something on this stream, and I guess it could have been worse. You should be adding an ability score. So I'm going to say that is going to be presence. So roll with presence.
Okay, I got a
Good
0
job,
in
me.
presence. I got a 9.
Okay. So you will get a clue, but there will be a complication. So he tells you he definitely believes there's a ghost. There's something weird happening. And he's like, okay, I think I can trust you. Have you ever heard of the Carmichael sapphires?
That has not come across in what my niece has told me about this estate and this family.
See, the Carmichael family, they used to own these set of sapphires, and they went missing sometime around when old Lord Ambrose died. But Eleanor was trying to find them before she died. And that's why she was, I don't know if anybody told you about the psychic, but she was consulting a psychic to try and get Lord Ambrose to tell her where these sapphires were.
I see. It makes so much sense now. I thought maybe she was just in touch with the psychic to get rid of the ghost, but she's trying to find the sapphires. Then that's a useful tool. Was there? Do you know? Because you work so closely on the state, was there anything suspicious about the way that Eleanor did pass away?
No, nobody was around, but the doctor said it was natural causes. She was quite old. The capital C clue that I'm going to give you is a treatise, a book on summoning the spirits of the dead. And
what?
A pamphlet or book on summoning the spirits of the dead.
Oh, I'll add that to my.
So Thomas doesn't actually have it with him, but he says that in Eleanor's study in the manor, he knows that there was at least one of those and some other things. So yes.
I also got a book from the medium. Is this a different book, or is this?
It is a different book. The book from the medium is not a clue.
Agree to disagree about that. I think.
But you could put it in your cozy little place. It could be an item for you.
Put it in my priest hole, okay?
You get to pick which hole of the priest hole.
Yeah.
Choose your own adventure.
Thomas says that he has some work to finish up here.
Wait, Tommy, before you go. Tommy, can I call you that?
Yeah.
Great. Love that. Any thoughts on the psycho dog? I just gesture towards Baphomet with Iggy on his back.
Gavin?
Yeah.
Oh, what psycho dog? I don't understand what you mean.
I heard that he just appeared one day in this churchyard and that he was found here. Maybe because you're the gardener, you might know something about that.
Oh, yes, he just seemed like a stray, but people feed him. Several families have tried to take him inside, but he doesn't like to sleep inside. I let him. He sometimes he's up at the manor. I let him sleep in one of the sheds when he's up there.
Yes.
I've seen him in the woods too. But
were you the one who found him at the church?
No.
Oh.
And nobody really knows why he's called Gavin. He just seemed. Everybody just started calling him Gavin.
Is there a dead person named Gavin around here?
Probably.
I mean, you label them. Isn't that the whole point of a churchyard? Like the gravestones and stuff.
He's about to answer, but I still need to give a complication to Delilah.
Oh, sorry, I keep interrupting.
No, it's okay. He's about to answer, but he gets a phone call on his mobile and looks kind of concerned for a minute, and then I'm sorry, I have to go. And he runs over to his truck and jumps in and zips away. And
people always doing that when I talk to them. I don't know why.
As that is
Stop scaring off all the young handsome men away from us. Hattie.
Delilah, how do you feel about Thomas now? I'm just curious how you feel about this whole situation.
I mean, based on Thomas's reaction, like, I feel like he's telling the truth that there is something unexplained and spooky happening. However, I do think we should check out the estate and see if in their belongings.
Okay.
What was it? Sorry, I'm trying to go back.
In her study.
In her
I'm
study.
trying to think of a condition to maybe give you, but
enamored. He's so handsome, and his tight little booty. Oof.
Okay, please take the condition enamored.
I'm just so taken with that Thomas character. It's so mysterious.
You gotta remember that you lot have conditions.
I've just been being more obnoxious than American, assuming that's how it works.
I can give you disadvantage on rolls if I think that will come into it. But I always forget about that.
That's awesome.
Okay, we're gonna.
Keep forgetting about my disadvantages.
I forgot a lot about these things.
Can we, before we leave the graveyard, can I do stuff?
I'm gonna say no because we are running short on time, and I need to skip forward a little bit to get you to the manor.
Okay.
So we're gonna jump ahead in time. You've wandered back to the pub, and Charlotte is here, and she says, "Have you found out anything yet, Auntie Delilah? Anything useful?"
So far, all we found out is that Eleanor was possibly looking for some sapphires, and she was working with the psychic to hopefully contact her dead progenitor and see if she can locate these sapphires. And her death seemed to be not of natural causes. So I'm not sure about any meddling there, but it seems like there was something to do with this ghost, sapphires, and something of this manner. However, I will mention that we did find out about priest holes, and I don't know if somebody could possibly be using those to run around the house acting like some sort of ghostly spirit.
Oh, right, the tunnels. I should have told you about that before. They run all under the house and the grounds, and there's one that actually goes to the mausoleum. I think that's where it comes out.
In the churchyard?
No, the manor has its own graveyard. So that's where the Carmichaels are all buried in the mausoleum.
If you want ghosts, that's how you get ghosts.
And I'm just gonna give you another clue for funsies. So she says that I just thought of something. I could take you up to the manor in the car, but there's a path going from behind the pub here, through the woods to the grounds. And I saw the other day. I was just walking around checking it out, and I saw an old hermit's cave.
Oh my god, like the tarot. Remember?
And it kind of looked like somebody had been there recently. So
Okay.
maybe you want to take the path through the woods to the manor instead.
Yeah.
Mind going for a walk and working off some of this Tom Collins that I had earlier, which was quite strong. What the rest of you think?
Oh,
I
going through
think
the
that
spooky
sounds-
woods? Yeah. The haunted manor.
Spooky woods to the haunted manor. Okay,
The dwelling.
so she says, I can just give you you know what? I'll just give you the keys, Auntie Delilah. And so you can let yourself in and look around. I'll come check it out later maybe and pick you up. But I could probably use a little bit more time on work today. So you go and I'll see you later. So she hands you the keys. She's off again. As she points out behind the pub through the woods, there is a path. So you can head over there.
I would like to take out the book I got from the psychic medium.
Mm-hmm.
And just because she mentioned aviary psychopomps, is there anything in there about like ravens or like birds? Is there any birds mentioned in the book?
Let's see. I feel like I should make you roll for this.
Yeah.
Make a meddling move.
Do I get to add something?
You would be reason, I guess, if you're studying books, researching a problem.
A 6?
No, the book actually falls out of your hand and falls into a puddle.
Ah, shit. It's the ghost! I take it out and I'm like, does anybody got some rice? And so I get a bag of rice and put it in there. Now the book's in a bag of rice, but I'm carrying it still.
Okay, so as you approach the path in the woods, Hyacinth is carrying a bag of rice. Gavin, the dog, with Iggy, the pug, riding.
The bag of rice is in the like
comes along
where
with you.
where Iggy used to be in the baby Bjorn. Now it's like a rice Bjorn.
And I want to also add Pizza the cat is also on his little harness and is really excited to go exploring the forest. Yeah, so we have another detective.
Perfect. So you see this path, and the underbrush is beginning to reclaim the track, but it is a little less overgrown than you might think. So somebody's been using this path. In places, the forest canopy is so dense, the shadows seem to swallow the small amount of light that filters through to the ground. I'm going to get all of you to make... is anybody afraid of the dark?
In real life or their character?
Their character.
I don't think so.
I get a little nervous in the dark because Iggy can't see in the dark, but I can.
Okay. So you're walking along this path, and as you're looking around, it is kind of hard to see. Would anybody have thought to bring a flashlight or a lantern?
I mean, I do have a cell phone. At least we know that. Maybe I can figure out how to turn on the torch of the cell phone torch because we're
But then don't know how to turn it back off, right?
Yeah, I'm never gonna be able to turn it back off after that.
Okay.
I have a glow stick, but it's not like an illuminating glow stick. It's just like a glow stick. So it just
for raving.
Yeah, it I try to use it to but it's just like a little bit of a vibe instead.
Well, anybody with a
Or
light
does-
source who's looking
Did someone
around.
pick up a candle at the psychics?
Yeah.
A
I don't know
scented
if
candle?
you've been carrying a lit candle this whole time.
Yeah, we didn't mention that. No, we don't have a light source.
Okay, so anybody who's looking around with a light source, I'll say the flashlight on your cell phone works. Make a meddling move for me, please.
Can
I get pizza to go looking for sniffing for clues?
Has dark vision.
You can roll with advantage then.
Crepuscular icon, go.
Roll 3 dice and take the top 2 if you have advantage. Delilah, if you're rolling, I'm going to say that you have disadvantage. So roll 3 dice and take the bottom 2.
Do I add anything to it?
I'm going to say it's going to be composure because it's kind of dark and spooky.
Okay.
Okay, I got a 7.
A 7?
I got a 3. Rolled 2 ones.
Even with, oh my gosh. Okay. Well, Babs, with the aid of pizza, you do find that old hermit's dwelling that Charlotte told you about. Delilah, you find a well, an old abandoned well that you have just stepped into.
Wait.
Nice.
So,
oh no, I fallen into swell.
And you can't get up.
if you want to bump up your roll by 1, you could put on a crown, or we can do something fun, which is cut to commercial.
Oh, okay. So I don't have enough to like. Even if I bumped up to 1, I only have a 4. So let's cut to commercial.
Okay. Your prompt for the commercial that I would like you to detail is it's a commercial for Them's Good Eatin', Depression Era Novelty Foods.
Okay.
Them's Good Eatin'.
So, you open up into a dusty old shack, and there's 2 people, wearing potato sacks as clothing, and they're going, "What's for dinner?" One goes, "What's for dinner tonight, Ma?" And she goes, "Well, you know the usual," and opens held up a can that's like rusty and old, and it's Them's Good Eatin' on it. And it's like, "Tonight we're having Them's Good Eatin'," and it's got all sorts of vitamins and minerals, including vitamin K and vitamin L for all your to keep your bones strong and your skin unflaky. It keeps people going, and it helps with dust inhalation. It's just like a big can of gruel, essentially. And so she dumps it into a pot around a fire, and they cut to later where the kid's going, "That's good eating."
I love it. So we cut to commercial just as Delilah is about to step into this old well. And we see the commercial for Them's Good Eatin'. And then we come back and see Delilah kind of like tottering or about to fall into this well, and Hyacinth grabs her arm, pulls her back.
I say to Delilah, you always told me you had 20/20 vision, but you can't see that well.
And that happens.
Your eyesight goes as you age, okay?
So
Damn phone, mate.
while Delilah is falling into a well, or not falling into a well, as it were, Babs, you find this old hermit's dwelling. And you take a quick look around, and Pizza's looking around, and the dog set is kind of sniffing around. And you find that all three animals suddenly stop and stare at something that you can't see.
Spooky.
And that is the clue. An animal stares at something you can't see. And they're just there for like a solid minute looking. Gavin's tail's kind of wagging. So he's not threatened by anything, but something there. So the rest of your journey through the woods is largely uneventful. And you come onto the grounds of the manor, Hartley Park. And as you walk out of the woods, you see this huge house. It's just massive. There's a large garden kind of in front and to the side, which is mostly well maintained. It seems like Thomas is still kind of keeping things up for now. And behind the house there is an old cemetery, and you can kind of just see a mausoleum there. So Hartley Park was once a really grand place, but what do you see now that shows that it's falling into decline?
I think there's ivy growing everywhere.
Yeah, I was gonna say ivy. It's so bad for building.
Yeah. Yeah. Ivy and
looks
then
great,
just, like,
but
other dead plants because the ivy has taken over.
Yeah.
Can I say part of like the roof on one's area is like starting to cave in, like it's got that ominous bow to it?
Yeah, that's great. So do you want to go into the house?
House or mausoleum? Or can we like maybe start in the mausoleum and try to find the tunnel to get into the house? I don't know. What do you guys think?
Think that it's okay. So we all agree here that there's definitely a ghost. So I think we should start over in the mausoleum where ghosts tend to vibe.
Okay. So
I do
you
have this pamphlet that might come in handy on summoning spirits of the dead. Maybe we can use that in your Ouija board and possibly zone in on some answers.
I have been waiting for you to say this. I'll check on my rice book. Oh, look, still gross. Turns out that's not how science works. But
we have two different books, right?
Yeah, we have a pamphlet and a book.
Yeah.
The
we
pamphlet
have
is
the pamphlet.
strong. The book is not strong.
And the book is weak.
I originally said that you didn't have the pamphlet, but we'll retcon that. You guys can have it. It's fine.
Oh, I thought Treaties of Summoning Spirits of the Dead was the pamphlet.
Oh,
Yes,
but that's
it
like
is.
in the house. I
It
think
was
it's in the drawing
originally in
room.
the house, but that's okay.
Okay.
We're,
No, we can go look for that.
we're running close to. I want to get things
Okay.
started to wrap up, so we'll say.
Oh
that
wow!
you
Look,
do
a
have it.
bird delivered the pamphlet to us. Homing pigeons are
Wow.
surprisingly intelligent.
Thanks, bird. So you
Bird
make your way over to bird fact. You make your way over to the mausoleum. It is encrusted with moss and lichens, carved angels, memento mori symbols like a skull with wings, that kind of thing.
A vibe.
Generations of Carmichaels have been interred in its walls.
In the walls?
In the walls.
Sick.
Mausoleum works. It's really freaky, and I've been to one, and I've seen them put a person in there, and you don't forget that.
Is it like an ossuary? Like I thought a mausoleum was like just like a little house for dead like it's like cremation, but they're like, is this like Edgar Allan Poe? Are there dead bodies on the walls?
No, they're dead bodies like
Yeah.
in the walls. Yeah.
Probably some of the more recent Carmichaels have been cremated and their urns would be in there, but the older ones would be bones now in the wall. In like a little
Can they
thing.
be like artfully arranged bones? Some of them?
Probably
Probably not that kind of
You can
ossuary.
see the bones.
Nah, that's a Catholic thing. 'Cause
Yeah.
we're not Catholic here. Are we? Praise the Lord.
The door is closed, but Gavin, the dog, with Iggy on his back, walks over and kind of like noses it open so you can go inside.
Oh, thank you, Baffy.
And
Baffy, bark twice if there is a ghost in there waiting for me.
he just looks at you and then looks inside.
All right. He says it's good. Let's go. And I just strut right in.
What do you want to do in the mausoleum?
Use that Ouija board.
Yeah. I'm like, is there like a tomb in the middle? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, okay, perfect. I like take off my cardigan, and I take off my cardigan, and underneath I have like all my tattoos showing because I have a shirt underneath. Get out of here, you perverts. And I lay down my chunky knit as like a tarot kind of like a yeah, hell yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
So I like lay it down so that we have the like an area so I can place the Ouija board. I'm like,
Yeah.
so my it said the book said there was supposed to make a sacred space. I think I do not remember very well. But I got this thing about summoning the dead. Here, Babs, you can read real good. Here, have look at that.
I feel like Babs doesn't want to be involved with the Ouija board business.
Okay.
But
Ouija board,
oh.
Babs.
I feel like this is something risky. And it's starting to get dark out. It's definitely dark in here. The only light is the light from cell phones.
One cell phone.
One cell phone. So I'm going to say that this is going to be the night move. When you do something risky or face something you fear, name what you're afraid will happen if you fail or lose your nerve. The keeper will tell you how it is worse than you fear. You can choose to back down or go through with it. If you go through with it, roll with an appropriate ability. So who would actually be doing the summoning, do you think? Hyacinth?
I think so, yeah.
All right. And the only condition that you have is the...
Obnoxious American.
Okay, I don't feel like that comes into it right now.
Yeah.
So roll with... I'm going to say composure.
Okay. Do I tell you what I think will go wrong before or after I roll?
Before, sorry, yes. So what do you think will go wrong, or what will happen if you fail or lose your nerve?
Okay. What Gnome Anne thinks will happen and what Hyacinth think will happen are very different. Hyacinth's greatest fear is that they will be 100% successful, but the ghost will be a total asshole. Like just a real jerk and just like really ruin the whole vibe. And that's their biggest concern. The second worst thing that can happen. Yeah.
Okay, it's actually worse.
What? How?
If that's what I get to do.
Yeah.
If you fail, you will summon a ghost, but it won't be the ghost that you're looking for. It will be a worse ghost. And they will not just be an asshole, they will be actively dangerous and attempt to harm you.
I'm in. I'm rolling.
Okay.
Sounds
Roll
great.
with composure.
Jeez,
Okay, question.
So many sixes though.
Wait, hold on. What are we at for donation?
450 and 66. 451 and 66 cents.
If we get if someone has $50 that they don't love, that they feel ambivalent about, and they donate right now, could we say that I will accidentally possibly summon a ghost bird? If I
Yes.
okay. And watch me succeed and ruin all my plans.
an evil ghost bird.
Oh my god. Babs.
Now Babs is in. Okay.
I was like, but could Babs ever fight a bird? If all birds are
She doesn't want to
good.
fight the bird. She wants
ghost
to get
bird.
to know the bird. Yeah.
Donate for evil ghost bird. Wait, I thought the ghost bird was gonna be a friend. I thought he brought us a pamphlet. Okay,
I was
this
a
is
real bird.
It was real bird.
Hattie's convinced it was a ghost.
Okay.
And 7 plus what was the thing?
Composure?
1 and
An 8. Okay, so you didn't fail.
Okay.
So you did not summon the evil ghost bird. But
Huzzah.
Yet.
you did manage to summon a ghost.
Yeah.
And
Ghost.
the ghost appears in front of you.
Is it a bird? Is it a bird?
It's not a bird, it's a man.
What? Birdman.
But he does have a little, I'm going to say he's wearing a cravat tie and it has bird print on it.
Oh, so close. So
Um,
close.
He's very
For only $49.
aristocratic looking. He's wearing a morning coat, a neatly trimmed beard. He's translucent. Because this is a
Attract.
Sweep mystery and it's a stunt casting, I would want you to choose the actor who's playing the ghost of Lord Ambrose Carmichael.
Somebody else
Vincent
pick.
Price.
Vincent
Okay.
Price. Vincent Price dead?
Eh,
Okay.
I mean, he's a ghost.
It doesn't
Yeah. So
it's the world of
He is
fantasy
a ghost.
that we are making of.
So, a ghost who bears a striking resemblance to Vincent Price appears in front of you. And he says, oh, hello. What are we doing in the mausoleum?
this is so awkward. Does he not know about the?
Oh, we are in the mausoleum because we wanted to see if we could talk to you, sponsor.
Oh, but why would I be here?
Oh no, you may be right.
Yeah, I just thought it was a beautiful night, but then thought it raining, so we came in here for shelter.
Oh,
Of course.
maybe I was looking for my wife. Have you seen my wife?
What's she look like?
Pretty, dark hair.
Oh.
She might be still in the manor.
Shall we go there?
Oh,
never
yes,
mind.
we'll go there shortly. But we were hoping to ask you a few questions.
Yes.
What do you know about the happenings of your sapphires?
Oh yeah, are you Lord Ambrose?
Yeah, you know Ambrose,
Yes.
first of all?
Yes, I am
Yeah, okay, we
Lord
kinda
Ambrose
figured.
Carmichael. And to whom am I speaking? You look very interesting,
I get that.
very tattooed.
Oh yeah, shit. But you know what? I do got presents.
I feel like somebody from the late 1890s might assume that you were like in the circus or a freak show.
Yeah.
Or a sailor.
Okay,
Or a
yeah,
sailor?
I'm a. Oh,
Are you
I'm
a sailor?
yeah, I'm a sailor. That's why I got the accent and the tattoos.
Yes, makes
but
sense.
I'm just writing down stories about all the wonderful people I meet in my travels, such as yourself. The town loves you. They won't shut up about how cool you are.
He
Abs is like shocked that there's a ghost. Like he doesn't know what to do.
he starts moving around the mausoleum. Babs, you're afraid? You're afraid of the ghost?
Oh, she is very scared right now.
Okay.
'Cause she was a non-believer.
I
guess now she believes. I guess now this is the truth.
Yeah, but I'm gonna make you roll the night move as well because you're facing something you're afraid of.
No.
So what are you afraid is gonna happen if you fail your fear check?
Ghost bird.
I
Do you hit
am
500 yet?
scared that just the thought of like the ghost passing through her and like just chilling her to the bone and just literally freezing her.
It's actually worse. If you fail, Lord Ambrose is going to possess you.
Oh no. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Let's. Okay, so it's two dice, right?
Yeah, roll with composure.
Composure. What is my composure here? Okay. 7.
7. Okay. So you don't get possessed.
Damn.
But something does happen. Complication or a cost. The door to the mausoleum closes.
Oh.
And the light from Delilah's cell phone goes out. And now you can't see anything. What do you do?
Can I get pizza to go and try to find the doorway to the tunnels? I think we should get inside the house.
Roll the meddling move with I'm gonna say that because it's pizza can use reason. Or what are your stats?
Okay.
Pizza can use reason.
Okay, cool. All right,
and you can have advantage because you're using pizza.
Okay.
So roll 3 and take the top 2.
Oh, okay. So I got 10 plus 1, 11.
Amazing.
And then,
that is a full success.
Yeah.
Pizza is a very smart cat, and you can't see it, but the TV show audience can. And he's like looking around, and with the help of the 2 dogs, he finds a little wing of an angel.
Iggy doesn't help.
With the help of Gavin, the dog, and Iggy's just along for the ride, literally. He finds a little wing of an angel and presses it with his paw, and you can all hear as the tomb shifts to the side.
Whoa.
And Delilah, I'm going to say that you managed to get your cell phone working again, so you have a little bit of light, and you can see there's stairs leading down.
You just accidentally pressed the button to go off by accident.
Yeah,
So.
I hit the wrong button, these damn contraptions. Lord Ambrose, do you want to follow us into the manor?
Oh, yes, I see you found the tunnels.
Yes.
Wonderful. And he just goes ahead.
Perfect.
Some cool tunnels you got here. What you use these for, Ambrose?
Well, often we use them for storing wine. Once they were used to hide priests, but I don't think
priest holes.
we need to do that
holes.
anymore. I'm not so sure. Have you told me what you're doing here? And have you seen my wife? Clara should be around here somewhere.
Clara.
Yes, my wife.
Oh.
His wife.
My wife. Sorry.
Well, my friend Delilah here is actually a collector of jewels. And,
yes.
And we heard that you have the finest gemstones. I was just curious if we could, collect a 2 fancy man, talk about
yes.
that.
Yes, my dear wife Clara often wears them on a necklace around her neck. Do any of you try and convince Lord Ambrose that he's dead and a ghost? Because he doesn't seem to know what's going on.
Yeah.
Or can someone pretend to be Clara?
Wait, yeah, who's the shapeshifter?
Yeah. Oh no, we didn't bring one on this adventure.
There is a disguise move, but nobody has it.
No, I can only look younger. What? Like, so if Lord Ambrose is like, maybe this is his first time, like, recorporealizing or whatever the word would be, like, then he doesn't know he's dead, and he probably hasn't been brought back yet.
That's possible. Don't know if Eleanor and Pearl were able to contact him. So
yeah. Can I ask Lord Ambrose, like, when's the last time you saw your wife? What was she doing?
I can't quite remember.
A little foggy.
It is everything. The memory's not what it used to be.
Do you believe in ghosts?
Oh yes, spirits. You mean?
Of course.
Yes, spirits are quite real, and I do believe that we can talk to them if we could only find a way to do so.
You ever talked to a spirit before?
I guess I'm gonna need to roll the meddling move to see if Lord Ambrose does it.
Just
The
layers of lies I weave.
Roll with presence.
Hell yeah, my good stat. Finally. A 10.
Perfect. Okay, so Lord Ambrose suddenly seems to remember, and oh, my dear Clara, she's dead, isn't she? Oh, if I could only find a way to, but the sapphires, yes, the sapphires, and he starts moving through the tunnels. So you follow him, and he goes into a side tunnel, and you can
Plays.
Secret tunnel.
Secret tunnels through the mountains. Secret tunnel. You come into one of the side tunnels, and you find let's see. You find. Are the other two follow? You're probably all following because you only had one flashlight, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Actually, here's what happens. Follow into the side tunnel, you go back. He's trying to he's wandering around, getting confused, and finally brings you to a door. Opening the door, you go into the wine cellar of the house. So you're no longer in the tunnels. The wine cellar no longer has wine in it. It's just full of boxes. And he goes over to one of the boxes and says, yes. And he looks inside. Or he tries to look inside. He can't quite open it because he's a ghost.
Butterfingers, I got you. Okay.
And if you open the box, you find an old family photograph.
Is that your wife?
It is. It's a picture of Lord Ambrose, who you recognize, and his wife, and a few other people.
Beautiful.
How's everybody feeling with the solution to this mystery? Are you starting to get some ideas about what you think is happening?
And I'm trying to. So when we try and solve the mystery, we got to sort of use the clues to weave a story.
Yes.
We don't have to use all the clues, right?
You don't have to use all the clues, but any clues above the complexity of this mystery, which is 6, and you currently have 6 clues, will give you a bonus on your roll. we're not quite. I don't think we got a few minutes before we need to get to theorize, but just wanted to suss out how everybody's feeling.
I have a hypothesis.
I think I do too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what would you like to do now? You're now in the old wine cellar of the manor. There's a ghost here. There's lots of boxes you could.
The second ghost, and we need to find the second ghost. Ghost number 2.
Clara.
Maybe.
Clara the ghost.
Okay. Now, Ambrose, I think this is important. Those sapphires, if just asking hypothetically, if you were to summon a ghost, where would you do it? If you were gonna try to call your ex-wife up, I mean, dead wife, kind of an ex, if you think about it, ex alive.
An
where in the
ex-parent.
Yeah.
It's pining for the fjords.
Okay, where in the house do you think you'd do this?
Well, her favorite room was the drawing room on the main floor. She spent a lot of time there on her embroidery and knitting and various womanly pursuits.
Yeah. All right.
He's old school.
What a lady. Am I right?
Women. Can we go there?
Yes. And he'll lead you upstairs. He floats through the door. You will have to open it. And you can follow him through the hallways to the first floor drawing room. It's very dusty in this house. Nobody's been in here for a while. There's sheets over all of the furniture. But there is a light switch you can turn on. And you come into the drawing room. As I said, all the furniture is covered in sheets. There's an old fireplace. There's various things in here, probably.
Someone
none of
told us
Clara's.
previously that there was like a trigger in this room to like get to the tunnels. Did they tell us what it was?
No.
Hey, Ambrose, what's the trigger in here to get to the tunnel?
I think you're gonna have to make another meddling move to get him to show you. That'll be with presence again, I guess.
I rolled 2 6s and I have +2. So that's a
Box
14.
Okay, well, he just shows you.
Yay!
He goes over to the mantle and just like, there's a little wood carved flower. No, it's carved bird. It's a little carved bird.
I
He
knew
pushes
it. I
And
knew it.
the fireplace just shifts, which seems really unsafe because of the like chimney and stuff, but
Not a real fireplace.
not a real fireplace.
It's all coming together. The
Um,
bird, the ghost, the ornithologist, the cravat.
above the fireplace, you also find a clue. And you, as you're like watching the fireplace shift, you happen to look up, and the painting above the fireplace is a portrait, and its eyes are cut out.
What?
Yeah.
So if you go into the tunnel behind, you can actually like look through the painting.
Which spy? This.
So I think what we're gonna do now is the theorize move. You have 7 clues, which would give you a +1 on your roll. So I will read the text of the move. Although technically on a Sweep Sweep mystery, this would be answer a question, but we're doing it this way. When the Mavens have an open, freewheeling discussion about the solution to a mystery, once they've gathered a number of clues equal to at least half the mystery's complexity, rounded up, which we have, and reach a consensus, roll plus the number of clues incorporated into the theory or otherwise explained away minus the mystery's complexity. So basically what we need to do is just have kind of an open discussion about your theories, what you think is going on, how you want to answer the question of, is there a ghost? Is there a haunting? And then if there is, how to help the ghost find rest. So go for it. What do you think is going on?
I'm suspicious of the psychic because she also said spirits instead of ghosts. So I don't know whether that's something.
Okay.
No, we don't know whether she is actually like whether they were whether her and Eleanor were successful in speaking with was it Carmichael?
Yeah.
So
My hypothesis.
Yes.
Okay. Psychic lives in a cottage, but what did... Yeah, ghost bird! Ghost bird! Ghost bird! Did we hit the ghost bird? Okay.
Did we hit 500?
Did we hit 500? Is there a ghost bird? God damn it. It's a bonus ghost bird. Okay. It's an emotional ghost bird.
Yeah.
Okay. So the psychic lives in a cottage, right? And refers to ghosts as spirits and is specifically a medium. We found a hermit dwelling that seems very similar to a cottage and had some like supernatural vibes going on because the animals were looking at it. I think that was another, like a previous psychic's home, because I think Lord Ambrose also contacted a psychic, and that's why he used the same language that the psychics did to use the sapphires to summon his dead wife, but he like hid the sapphires or something, or like someone was trying to like spy on him to like figure out where the sapphires were because he like used it in the summoning ritual, and then maybe somebody stole the sapphires. That's why the ghost is trapped.
Okay.
And they like shuttled it away.
Anybody else want to contribute to that? I think that covers a few things.
Yeah. My idea was that there is a ghost. It's his wife, Clara. She's lost her sapphire, so she's wandering around, and the best way for her to reconnect is to reconnect with her husband. So animals seeing something unseen, spectral figure reaching out, old family photo, all tied together.
Oh, what if Clara was in the hermit house? Maybe like, maybe the psychic is a crook, and the psychic did something to like hold the ghost there, like hold them ransom to get the like sapphires or something. And that's why Clara's stuck in the hermit house. That's why Ambrose can't find her and he keeps looking for her, and why she isn't reunited with her sapphires.
Maybe. I'm just trying to use as many of the clues as we have as possible, which is kind of what we're supposed to do here.
Yeah.
So
So Eleanor had gone to the psychic to try to so she would have obviously told psychic is Pearl, right?
Pearl.
Yeah. So Eleanor would have told Pearl all about like the backstory with the sapphire. So so possibly that's how she got to know, right, about the whole situation. And then using, well, I guess since Eleanor was still technically living in the manor, Pearl would have gone and used the probably the painting with the holes to spy on her to see if like things to see if Eleanor would have found the sapphires or, I don't know, other nefarious things.
Mhm.
What else? Other clues do we have?
Well, what if
Maybe
Pearl was the one who like trapped Eleanor somewhere?
didn't Eleanor just die of natural causes? Are you talking about Clara?
Anyway,
Clara, I guess.
Clara,
Sorry.
yeah.
Okay, Clara.
Clara was Ambrose's wife. It was Ambrose and Clara. Ambrose, the ghost that you've met and who's hanging out, is looking for his wife. He was trying to contact her after she died. And prior to his mysterious death, in which he went missing.
Something went wrong with the summoning.
Eleanor was trying to summon, because she was originally reaching out to the psychic to get help with summoning Lord Ambrose. Maybe she summoned Clara instead, and then Clara's been wreaking havoc.
Yeah, because that was the missed effect of me doing a bad summoning was getting the wrong ghost. So they accidentally summoned the wrong ghost. Or wait.
Yeah, could be. So what I'm
Giving
hearing so
myself
far
a headache with this yarn work.
is
Pepe Sylvia.
so the answer to the first question, is there a ghost? Is the haunting real? Is yes.
Yes.
So
yeah.
the second question, what can we do to help the ghost? You're thinking that the ghost that is actually doing the haunting is Clara.
Yeah.
She is lost somehow, doesn't understand what's going on, is slamming doors, making cold spots, because Pearl, along with Eleanor, the psychic spirit medium Pearl and Eleanor, were trying to summon Lord Ambrose to find out where the sapphires were, but they accidentally summoned Clara.
Oh, I'm so the little cat paw on the yarn board. Like I can't.
And then Pepe Sylvia. I
Sylvia.
think that the secret door leading to the hidden under the house is definitely part of it. What do we think? That's they were somehow using the secret tunnels to go back and forth to the mausoleum, maybe? The old hermit's dwelling. There was a spirit of some kind there, right? You think that means maybe Clara? Maybe she used to spend time there?
Yeah.
I think Clara is normally you would say like a spirit is contained to one building.
Mm-hmm.
But because there are these secret tunnels that are part of the building, I think Clara has like more mobility than most spirits would.
Yeah.
And like that's why she was able to get to the hermit's dwelling. Because maybe she was trying to follow us around and see what was going on.
Yeah, that works. The treatise on summoning the spirits of the dead, maybe that was Lord Ambrose's at one point, and that's what he was working on, trying to or it came from Pearl.
Clara died before Lord Ambrose?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Clara stashed the sapphires in the hermit's den. That's why she was there.
That's why she was
like
leading
that.
us there. She was like trying to lead us there because she needs access to her. But maybe the psychic like warded them in some way. And my hypothesis is because I was trying to knit a warding thing, like maybe the psychic also knitted some sort of like disguise because I was like, I'm going to put the ghost in a bag at the beginning. And that was actually secretly foreshadowing for the solution of the mystery because
Ghost
this
bag.
is a mystery novel and not at all improv.
Well, it is play to find out, and we are finding out.
Yeah. There's no right answer here.
Also,
How does-
specifically because Clara was also a knitter.
Yes.
Coincidence?
I did mention knitting.
Think not.
Definitely not.
How does the photograph come into it?
She's okay.
The family photo.
Yeah.
I mean, it could have been one of the things that Lord Ambrose is using to help summon his wife.
An image of the dead? Sure.
An image of the dead, yeah.
Also, it shows her wearing the sapphires around her neck,
Yes.
which he mentioned. And there are also some other people in it, so maybe there's like an ancestor of Pearl lurking ominously in the background. A ghost bird.
Deb.
A ghost bird. There's a semi-translucent bird, a raven, on a branch behind them. And is it a trick of the light because of an old-timey camera, or is it a ghost bird? Only $49, we'll say.
The $8.33.
Oh,
34
shit.
cents.
Yeah, and the painting with the holes cut in the eyes. Pearl was using that?
$49. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Pearl would have been in using that knowledge and using the painting just to like spy and see if Eleanor had found the sapphires yet.
Trying to find the sapphires herself. So Pearl's kind of involved in this.
I think she is.
And then the last clue that we haven't quite worked in is the silent spectral figure reaching out to you. Do you have that one on the board yet? But I guess that's just like somebody saw the ghost, right?
Yeah, like maybe Lord Ambrose was like, had finally managed to apparate for only a brief second. It was like reaching out to like get help, being like, like, I need help for my wife, whom I love so much. And then people are like, ghost. And he's like, why? He doesn't know he's a ghost, right?
He doesn't know he's a ghost.
So he thought he was just reaching out to a friend to be like, hey, interloper in my house, could you help me find my dead wife? But he doesn't know he's a ghost.
Okay, I think you managed to work them all in. So one of you needs
Except for the weird ones that keep getting added to the board. I don't know what these ones are about.
Well, probably Sylvia is
from
just
Stu.
jokes.
Okay. Ghost cat's also on there. And pizza, it might be a ghost seeing cat, but pizza is not a ghost cat.
Not yet. No.
Not yet.
Not yet. Well, he will be eventually. Just like he's still around.
Unless he's also immortal.
One of you needs to make the roll. It doesn't matter which one. There is you don't get to add anything to this. There's no advantage or disadvantage. It's just a straight up 2d6 roll.
Someone else.
Ugh. Someone else take over. I can't.
Okay, I'll do it. I'll do it. Here we go. Look at me. I'm rolling dice.
Big money.
No whammies. No, it's 5.
Okay. So there's a couple ways we could go about this, but I think the easiest thing to do would be to have each maven put on a crown. On a theorize roll, that's the only way to bump up the success tier. So if you look at your character sheets, there is the normal crowns, which are the crowns of the queen. Mm-hmm. But there's also a special crown for the mystery, which is I've called the crown of the thinning veil.
Cool.
And there's some more interesting prompts for that one. So if each of you wants to, or the three of you want to pick one of those and each narrate that scene, then you can bump up the success tier and you can get it right.
Can I say? Because Hattie already said that they saw a ghost when they were high.
Yeah.
The first one is each maven narrates a time when they encountered something they thought was supernatural but was actually mundane.
Yeah. Do you want to do that one? All three of you? Okay. Let's do it. Each maven must narrate a time when they encountered something they thought was supernatural but was actually mundane.
I don't know if everyone has to do the same one, but
I'm gonna say you don't if you don't want to. Usually, if it was the special crown for the mystery, you're supposed to do the same one, but just for fun. So, Gnome Anne, if you want to do that one, go ahead.
Star swipe over to a dinner party with a bunch of old friends from my partying days. And we're all sitting on the ground around like 3 coffee tables that have been kind of pushed together, and there's a big quinoa salad in the middle, and we're just ladling it out to ourselves, reminiscing about the good times, telling funny stories about that time that Rosie started a mosh pit at a folk concert, and and then I'm just like, oh, this isn't great, guys. I am that quinoa's not sitting too well though. I'm gonna go for a little stroll. And then my buddy, fucking Robbie, says to me, he's like, yo, you might want to wait till it hits before you leave on your own. And I'm like, what, Robbie? Robbie, what are you doing to me, Robbie? Oh yeah, I thought I mentioned that is just like 50% shrooms. Like, you had way too much. I thought, like, I know you party hard, but Robbie, I am 73 years old. You think I would eat 3 portions of Jesus Christ? Robbie, I can't even look at you right now. I gotta go for a walk. And then I go for a walk, and it's just me strolling down the street of this kind of derelict street as things start to get a little shiny and wavy. And then I see 3 crows on a power line, and then all of a sudden, a white dove appears next to them, and it expands its wings out. And I know that dove is definitely dead. Definitely a ghost from the great beyond who is channeling the spirit of my dead wife. And I sit down in the road and just like pour my heart out to this ghost dove about Rosie. I miss you so much. You never would have put shrooms in the quinoa without telling people you knew how to potty, but you did it ethically and responsibly, and I always respected you for that, Rosie. And it just like cuts to my perception and like my friend's perception an hour later when they come and collect me out of the road as I'm shouting at crows on a power line, just like sobbing. My most moving experience of my life.
As someone who's cried the one and only time I took shrooms, I cried at the moon. This story rings true with me.
I'm gonna say it probably rings true for a lot of people.
I haven't done shrooms, but I'm looking forward to crying at something. For the crown move, so we don't have to do the same one. I was gonna pick the each maven narrates a time and they had a brush of death. Could I do that one instead?
Yeah, go for it.
I'm trying to think of a supernatural occurrence.
You can do the brush of death one. It's cool.
Oh, actually, I thought of one, and it's similar to Hattie's. Okay, so Delilah is in her factory with all of her refrigeration units, and there's like a demo one set up, and she gets in there, and she's just setting up a demo. Some investors are going to come by, and then she gets locked in there, and she's in there for a little while. And this is kind of maybe both. Narrates a time when they had a brush with death and saw something, but so she's got all this like plastic food and I don't know, boxes and things like this in there. But she gets so cold that she starts to sort of hallucinate that these food are talking to her, these different foods. But yeah, she's like thinks it's something supernatural. Like, oh no, this food has come to life. What am I doing? Why are we? Maybe after that she became a vegan. She's not sure, but she had both a brush with death and something a little freaky happened to her. But she was found after, like an hour. I think maybe it was just some sort of panic setting in, and she turned out okay. But yeah, so that's something that happened to her. And she doesn't go in the refrigerator now without making sure she has a way out. So
smart. Babs, which crown do you want to do? Do you want to do the same one?
I can't actually find it.
Oh.
Character sheet.
On the character sheet. Okay.
Yeah,
scroll.
Or I can put it in the chat if you want.
Yeah, because
It's either that a time you encountered something you thought was supernatural but was actually mundane, or a brush with death, or describe a place you can never return to or that has changed beyond recognition.
Mhm.
Let's say I will talk about you know what, I think I'll do the first one. Since Babs, before I guess this mystery, did not believe in ghosts at all. There was one time she she was just in the house. Her partner had just passed away, and she was just puttering around the house, you know, doing chores and stuff. And she was just overcome with this feeling to go down into basement, maybe look at some old photos. So she goes down. She finds just photo albums of her and Emmett doing fun things, going on vacation, being academics, and she all of a sudden felt like maybe there was another presence in the basement with her, and she also does not believe in ghosts at this point. But she slowly turns around and was kind of hoping to see Emmett. And it turns out it was just pizza being an ass. so she she just chuckled to herself and then went about her day.
That's great. All right, so you do not fail the roll. You bump it up 1 to the 7 to 9. It's a correct solution. However, the keeper gets to add an unwelcome complication to the solution or present a complicated or dangerous opportunity to take down the culprit or save the day. I'm going to say that because you have decided that the ghost Clara is the actual like poltergeist causing these things to happen, what you need to do is summon Clara and reunite her with Ambrose.
More important than any of that is that there is now a ghost bird.
And also,
we have 500 official ghost bird territory.
Official ghost bird! It's ghost bird time!
What happens is suddenly, as you're in the drawing room and you've opened this secret tunnel, a whole bunch of ghost birds just kind of start flying out of the tunnel.
Oh my god!
And
does it look like the bird I saw on Shrooms?
It does.
Oh, Rosie! Oh, it's Rosie! I knew it. Everyone told me it was the drugs, but it was Rosie all along. Follow the ghost birds.
However, the ghost birds start to fly in a circle like a tornado.
Yeah, cool.
And then suddenly they coalesce into a woman.
Oh shit!
Who has dark hair and is not 6'4", but she's very pretty. And she looks at you, looks at all of you, and then all of the doors that are open just slam. And the lights turn off. And it gets very, very cold. What do you do?
So we're trying to reunite her with Ambrose. Is Ambrose still here?
Ambrose is still here.
Clara, Clara, please, we got your beloved Ambrose here. But please spare us. We're just here to reunite you. And then, like, I look at him like, say something, like, go.
He's just kind of like frozen in place.
Of course he is.
He's glitching.
Wait, can I add something? A tiny retcon clue?
Yeah.
Can I say that in the family photo, Gavin was in the picture?
Yeah. Gavin's in the picture. So is Gavin did Gavin come into the room with you guys?
Yeah, I'm gonna carefully take Iggy off of Gavin. Be like, all right, buddy, back to you, Bjorn. I know there's race in there now.
Okay.
And just kind of say, all right, Gavin, go on.
Yeah, as soon as you mention the dog and he like the ghost of Clara sees Gavin, everything calms down. The lights come back on and the like swirling, freezing wind that was filling this room just stops. And Gavin goes over to her and she bends down and she manages to pet him. And then Lord Ambrose he's been like flickering in and out of view, and then he comes back and he says, Clara, my darling. And she says, Ambrose, my darling. And they embrace.
Oh.
And then they fade out. So it looks like you have managed to solve the haunting of Hartley Park and bring the ghosts to rest. Gavin's still here, though.
The real Sapphire were the ghosts, were the dogs we stole along the way.
Yep.
True gems of the story.
So I think Hyacinth might now have 2 immortal dogs.
Yes! Can I say there's a brief moment where Iggy's cataract's eyes that are like bulging out of the side of his head just shimmer like sapphires as we fade to black?
Yes, absolutely.
The last shot.
Oh my
You
god.
did it. You solved my ghost house puzzle.
Thank you, Free Geek, for the summoning the ghost birds. That made my heart so full.
So how much funding do we get to?
For a good cause.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like we have $501.66 for WAVAW, which is amazing.
Nice.
So thank you for everybody who tuned in. Thank you for watching. Thank you for donating. Does anybody want to promote anything or say anything before we go?
Tomorrow I'm doing a D&D stream of the show I run, which is a shenanigan pun-filled nonsense show called Be Gay Do Crime, and you should come hang out. It'll be fun.
Nice.
Probably.
Listen to Dungeon Punks when it comes back. It'll be coming back soonish.
But you can also listen to the Midnighters mini arc right now, which is, I was listening to it, it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Very
we
spooky too.
have a mini arc, a game that Phil's working on. It's in development currently, called Midnighters. So I think the first 2 episodes are out, and the next one should be out next week. If anybody wants to pick up the game, Brindlewood Bay, because it's super fun, I think Stu put a link in the chat. But they also have their backer kit open right now, so you can get the books or the PDFs for slightly cheaper. They have the main Brindlewood Bay game as well as the expansion Nephews in Peril, which talks about the Sweeps Week mysteries a little bit more and gives you a bunch more mysteries to play. And there's some ghosty ones in there too. And you can keep donating to WAVAW. They do a lot of good work with survivors and all sorts of people. It's a really cool organization. And that's all I have. If anyone wants to add anything.
Thank you, Leigh.
Thank
Oh,
you.
you're welcome. Thanks for playing.
Thank you,
That was
Gnome,
super
for
fun.
joining us.
Yeah.
This was very fun. I love this game. I'm a huge fan of Powered by Apocalypse in general, but this is my
Mhm.
first time playing this game, and it's adorable, and I love the format, and it's like, it reminds me of Kids on Bikes, but like the opposite end of the same spectrum, you know? This is great, and WAVAW is one of my favorite organizations to support, so heck yeah.
Well, again, thank you everybody, and I think we're out. So, bye.